Why Western women suck and how to pick up a lovely Eastern European lady. Western women are in a shocking and dire state right now. Thanks to feminism, women in the West are getting pregnant from one-night stands, sleeping with multiple men without using protection, using drugs, alcohol regularly and ripping apart traditional family values by refusing to stay at home and be good mothers. As a result, a lot of men are now deciding to go their own way and completely abandoning the idea of marriage and children. Not only that, they are traveling to countries in Eastern Europe to find women who still hold traditional values and who don't want to be more like men. What's so good about Eastern European women anyway? If you were to ask the average Western man what the stereotype is for a Russian woman, he would probably say something to the effect of, beautiful gold-digging whores. We've all seen countless articles and news pieces over the years depicting Eastern European women as harsh, miserable gold diggers, that want you for nothing more than a visa. Now, while there are always some bad apples, the truth is very different. But more on that later. In this post, I want to talk about 3 things. Why Western women suck and more importantly why you shouldn't marry them. Why you should start dating Eastern European women and the common myths men have been sold about them, which are completely unfounded. How to attract Eastern European women and avoid the pitfalls. Okay, let's do this. 2. Why Western women suck. Before you even think about going to a local bar and picking up a slutty, fake-tanned Western girl, let me tell you why they suck so damn bad and hopefully, this will change your mind. Above is a perfect example of Western beauty. Fat is now being accepted into the mainstream and women are looking at being fat as empowering. WTF is going on? More masculine, I have no idea why, but women these days want to be like men. If it means wearing flat shoes, doing the same jobs as us and not shaving their legs, they will do it. Women in sports clothes is a more common sight than a lady in a nice elegant dress. Just because feminism told them they could. Very few are even bothering to wear high heels now, you will see them taking them off and walking barefoot after a night out. Just disgusting. Self-entitled, they are incredibly selfish and have this inbuilt self-entitlement, so can't understand when things don't go their way or why they can't find the man of their dreams. Regardless of how bad they are or how little they have to offer, they think they deserve the best. The reality is a harsh pill to swallow for them. Unladylike behavior, drinking excessively, shouting, throwing up in the club toilet, making out with random men. It's just improper but it's the norm on a Friday night. Eat too much, getting fat and unhealthy. Keeping in shape is hard work. Western women have managed to avoid that hard work by blaming the media and society for promoting unhealthy body image in everything from skinny mannequins to ads with attractive women. That means that fat is the new normal and slim is bad. Every Western city is full of overweight and obese women. And their numbers are only increasing. Very high expectations for their men, regardless of their fading looks, overweight physiques and distorted family values. They still think they deserve a man who's traditional, pays on a date and has a six-pack. Unbelievable. They also care more about looks and status than you've been led to believe. 3. Why Eastern European women are better. By now, you should be starting to see why it's time to ditch the fat self-entitled women of the West. But if not, then here's a few very solid reasons why you should. Tall and thin. They have legs that go on forever and bodies which stay slim from their teens up until their menopause. So you won't be dealing with an overweight unhappy Russian girl who's struggling on her 9th try at the Atkins diet. Dress elegantly, very feminine, their hair, dress sense and how they carry themselves is very elegant and feminine. They wouldn't be seen dead barefoot in the street carrying a bottle of beer screaming profanities. They take pride in their appearance and think that looking great is something all women should aspire to. Have old-fashioned values, they want to be a good wife and more importantly, they want to be a good mother. Having children with a husband they love is a life goal that makes sense to them. If you want someone serious, you'll be spoiled for choice. They behave in the street, they won't shout, Be overly boisterous, cause trouble for you or embarrass you in front of your friends. E-girls are very respectful of the men they are with. Good morals, so not easy to sleep with. If you're in New York, you can go to dozens of bars in the same neighborhood and find an easy girl to sleep with. Not so much in Eastern Europe. They are trained from a young age to have good morals and only sleep with men that they love. Family people with respect for their elders, siblings, family is hugely important for them. They also show massive respect for their parents, older brothers and grandparents. If you are saddened at the disintegration of families, the arguments whenever relatives get together, and yearn for bygone times, then Eastern European women are the answer. Very honest with how they feel, they will show you how to be a man, by telling you what you're doing wrong. Their honesty is shocking at first, but it's actually very attractive when you get used to it. 4. Why you should date an Eastern European girl over a Western girl. Still not convinced? Okay, then here are 3 reasons why I think you will be better off dating an Eastern European girl over a Western girl. You will become a better, more masculine man. Over time you will notice yourself doing things that you might not have done before. Opening doors for her, pulling out chairs, shutting car doors, giving her your jacket when she is cold, protecting her, not being so needy and making more decisions for the both of you. This is because they don't tolerate bullshit and expect real men. Traditional values will be instilled in you. Forget Tinder. You will be going on dates, paying for them, driving her home, bringing her flowers and meeting her parents. All the things that worked in your dad's day, will work now. The chance of her cheating is slim, once they fall in love with you. As long as you don't become a needy little bitch, the chances of them cheating are very slim. 5. Common myths about Eastern European girls. As with anything in life, Eastern European women have a few myths shrouding them which are quite common, that I'd like to dispel. Gold diggers. Every country has girls that love money. Eastern European girls are not afraid to admit they want a provider, it's more attractive. They want security for a long-term relationship. So they aren't with you for the money, but at the same time, they are attracted to you more if you have some. Cold, unfriendly, they smile for a reason and are very honest, without being fake. So you won't get the fake Californian vibe from them, it's a straightforward, no-nonsense interaction. Just want a visa. As I said earlier, this may have been true in the 70s/80s. But now most Eastern Europeans have EU passports, and Russians like living in their own country and aren't desperate to leave. 6. How to appeal to Eastern European women, what they want. Okay, so you've finally decided that Russian, Polish, Slovakian, Czech, Latvian, and Lithuanian girls are better as girlfriends and wives than the fat manly Western ones, and you want to know how you can appeal to them more. I've been dating them for a while and I've created a list of things that I believe they want in a man. Be direct, straightforward, honest, don't lie, never be disrespectful, and just be a straight talker. They hate guys that are liars and quickly sniff them out. Pua openers and routines are gonna come off as weird, so just be bold and say what you think and why you want to talk to her. Be decisive and manly, take charge and tell them what you're both going to do. They really like that in a man. Think about a fatherly figure, that's what they want in their guy. Have a purpose in life, they don't like free spirits who are just finding themselves. They want a man who's secure in his job and has a purpose. He knows what he wants and isn't afraid to work hard for it. Don't be a comedian, better serious than silly. Some jokes are fine, but again these girls don't like silliness. Be mature and high status. Work on your confidence and body language more than your humor. Don't ask too many questions, questions lead to boredom and insecurity very quickly. So be confident in your own skin and only uncomfortable silences. It will work in your favor. Don't like everything she likes, she has her women's things and she wants you to have your man things. You are not expected to like Sex and the City, if anything that would be off-putting. Feel free to have your own opinions and not agree on everything, it'll build attraction. Do your own thing, don't worry about her, be happy with yourself and your decisions. Don't second-guess them or try to be cool, she'll see straight through it. Just do what you want to do and be respectful to her whilst doing it. Conclusion: what you need to do next. So let's wrap this up. There are 3 final points I want to touch on before you go. 1. The future of Western women. I truly believe that women in the West are done for. They are already fat, super angry at men and very unhappy for being lied to by feminists. It's too late for them, for the most part, they are only going to get worse. 2. Multiculturalism will play a big role in destroying family values. If you are a liberal, the idea of multiculturalism is a good thing. But for any sane logical person, what it really leads to is a culture clash, which divides countries and traditional family values. That's what you're seeing in the West now, but not at all in the East. 3. Travel more and visit popular Eastern European countries. If I were you and single, I'd quit my job or go on a hiatus for 1 year. Then travel to Eastern Europe and try and meet with as many women as possible. Start with the more accessible countries like Poland and Latvia and then work your way east from there. Forget Western girls, they're an absolute waste of your time. Which girls do you prefer and why? Let me know your thoughts by leaving a comment below.